Right, so I thought I'd just go through augment sort of thingies, whatever you want to call them, just purely because I see a lot of people tend to be like asking what's the best combinations. In my opinion, these are just the ones I like to use. Yes, certain things work better for certain situations, but overall gameplay and like camo grind specifically, these ones are just like perfect for me. So, and I'll also give like reasoning behind it. So, jug wise, I really like probiotic and hardened plates purely because you can take a fuckload of damage playing like that with these. Yes, arguably you can take even more hits with turtle shell, but you have to play a certain way. And a lot of people don't like to play like that because your front is literally purely exposed. Like, and because you ain't got the extra health, you've got like 250 health or whatever it is instead of 300. So pretty much like in the higher round, it's like 4 hits from the front and you're down. Whereas just probiotic and hardened plates, you can absolutely tank damage. So for Easter egg runs or anything like that, 100%, that's basically what you're gonna be running on jug. Other ones I haven't really messed around with too much, but those two are just 100% the better ones. Stam wise, especially for like camo grinding, I really like Stalker and Hard Target. One, just because when you got a Congo line of zombies or the old-fashioned rape train, as we used to call it, just walking faster while aiming at the head's going to be better. And if you're on console and doing like the spam, uh, like aiming in and out, what you want to call it with Deadshot, even fucking better. It just helps you stay at a certain distance and keeps you being able to just absolutely annihilate the crowds quicker. So those are my favorite. Yes, Dasher is pretty good if you're doing the high round roof strat. Free fall is probably going to be better purely just because you ain't moving. And then if you get knocked off the roof from Mangler blasts or if you need to get the fuck out of there, yeah, free fall is better just in case you're low health. But overall gameplay, these two are like you just can't go wrong with. They're great. Speed running, you'll be using like these equipment ones because they're insane. They speed you up so much, but most games, them two are just unreplaceable. Speed cola, classic formula, quick swap. Everything feels snappy, quick as fuck. You just can't go wrong with it. In terms of like the miners, like who gives a fuck about the mystery box settles quicker, deploy equipment faster? They literally don't matter. Like quick swap is going to be more clutch in any situation. As the major, 100% classic. This one, field upgrade. If you got like an OP field upgrade that you want to constantly keep using for certain things, yes, but reloading faster, who the hell doesn't want that? Deadshot Daiquiri. Now, if you're using a more like a sniper and all of that, however you want to call it, or tac rifle, dead first is probably better, purely because you're going to be one-shotting most zombies for quite a while until it gets ridiculous. Whereas if you're using a proper bullet-heavy weapon, LMGs and everything, AR, Deadhead is probably your better bet because overall you're gonna get more damage overall for per bullet. It's just probably statistically the best one, and especially if you're trying to kill manglers and elite in the later bits, because you're literally just gonna be dead bullet sponges. So doing as much damage per bullet is gonna be your best option if you get the crits. Dead break. I mean, the armor's the most annoying bit on the zombies and everything, manglers, so armor breaks easily, probably the other one. Reduce hip fire spread, realistically you're not going to be hip firing much. And then dead set, reduce the gun movement while doing advanced movement. Who the fuck cares about that? Like, minor one, dead break is without question the only one you really should be running. This one has a little bit situational. So yeah, quick revive. Dying Wish is just insane. you just you get down to 1 HP, you're chilling. You'll lose quick revive at the time, but it can be just night and day on what it actually helps you. Say like a boss fight, it helped me in the Terminus boss fight because uh, pretty much the person I was running it with went down. I was like, fuck's sake, I got everything on me, saved it, got him up, cleared it first try, so it was chilling. And then I've got Swift Recovery, just in reviving Ala. Yeah, it's not really. I don't think there's one that's. Yeah, these ones don't really matter. I'll just click any of them. Dying Wish though is probably just the best bet. Elemental Pop. Haven't honestly, I barely used this, but in terms of just what I think would be the best, it's probably Citrus Focus and then Chillberry, just because I want my ammo mods to pop as much as possible, especially higher rounds. Citrus Focus. I only want the one that I've applied, so I don't get no random fucking dead wire freezing zombies or anything like that. I want what I'm using because I'm using it for a set reason. So, Elemental Pop, that's probably the best ones. Again, I haven't really played around with it much, but it is what it is. PhD Flopper. Now, I really like the Dr. Ram because the amount of times there's a zombie about to cop block me, and I'm just like, you dick, move, and it just knocks him on his feet. It's so good. Whereas the minor ones, I really just like being able to zoom and slide far as fuck. So, being able to have that on is amazing. Definitely my go-to setup for this. And again, haven't exactly played around with it, but I'm not really going to because I just really like that setup. Now, Melee Macchiato. If you're doing camo grind, 100% espresso, stick and move. Whereas, if you're doing some kind of like god mode glitch, strength training and triple shot are really fucking ridiculous. I can't. I'm pretty sure they can one hit zombies infinitely, I think. So if you're in some kind of god mode, then yeah, and you just want to blast zombies, then that is the best one. But for this overall melee gameplay, espresso and sticker move, because I don't know about anyone else, but I really hate the punch. The punch seems to, you have to literally be touching the zombie and it damaging you to even get the hit off, whereas if I'm trying to preemptively do it, the zombie just hits me and it misses the zombie for some reason. I really hate Melee Macchiato. So, just making the knife a bit better, and all the fucking shitty baseball bat. Boom, espresso, stick and move. It's the best setup. So, the only two ammo types that I'd probably even bother using is either Napalm or Shadow Rift. One, Napalm's ridiculously good on like Liberty Falls. Shadow Rift, you can kill elites almost practically in one shot if you get the thing to pop off, but I find it takes way too long, so Napalm's like just the go-to. Like, you just can't go wrong with it. It can take out hordes of zombies in just one bullet, and then it can absolutely melt elites. So, yes, big game's pretty cool if you want to purely go for elite shit, but Firebomb, genuinely, it's so fucking good. It just like, you shoot one zombie, it'll die, and then just spread it to every single fucker around it. And if you're on the higher rounds, all the zombies are literally clumped into a cluster anyway. And then Incinerate, just more damage, more fire spread. Like, why wouldn't you want that? Yes, you could extend the duration of the burn, but just do as much damage as possible so I can one-tap anything. So those two are my go-to, but big game is a shout within this. It's just, you can't go wrong with it. But Firebomb and Incinerate is genuinely a sick combo, and I'd highly recommend it. Shadow Rift, big game. It can do elites. You can drop. Thing is, megas and everything on top of zombies. It's not the best. It doesn't pop as often as you'd think. Like the cooldown, I wish they actually stated the cooldown because it's fucking long. It's like a minute or something. But that supermassive, it's pretty good. It kills as much zombies as possible. I don't really enjoy it. It's OP in a sense, but it's not for me. Dead Wire. I like Lightning Strike. I don't really like stunning enemies because if they're in front of me and I accidentally stun them, it's it's so long I can't be asked to get absolutely cop blocked because my enemy in front of me is absolutely stagnant. Uh, Chain lightning, haven't really tested it out, but lightning strike seems the better one. It pops quite consistently. High voltage, dead wide slam on air. I just prefer to have cooldown, like pop as much as possible, but again, I wouldn't really be using it. Cairo, I was messing about with one of the daily challenges for just getting frozen enemies, and I just used the cloud. Again, it's really underwhelming, Cairo, so wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but if I just had a quick glance, I mean, the ice cloud is actually decent because you can get a lot of them whenever it pops. It takes a while for it to pop, but it's okay. Enemies are frozen in place. Big game with slow elites. Not really care. I'd say that's probably the better setup. Yeah, I wouldn't really bother with anything else. Brain rot is one that's quite cool. I don't mind brain rot. So I really like plague because it literally you'd be surprised how much it kind of spreads to the enemies. It genuinely spreads quite well, and if you pair that up with like explosive in the crowd, it's quite ridiculous. Or you can do haste, but I'd kind of go with plague and explosive for zombies. But yes, you can use big games to get like the elite ones and everything, but I've had the most fun with like plague and explosive. Now field upgrades, energy mine. Scatter's really underwhelming. Turret, really underwhelming. 3 energy mines float around you. Eh. To be honest, I would kind of have all of this deselected. Like, yes, you can have some around you, but I just prefer the standard. Like, I find the standard better. Like, get a crowd up, pop it in the middle. You're chilling. Increased duration, nah. I'd definitely say extra charge standard is probably your best bet. The other ones are just they're just shit. I don't know what to say. It needs to have a massive buff. Frenzy Guard. I was just messing about with this. While frenzied, use ammo from stock. Decent for ammo grinds. Yeah, I'd say that's a decent one for ammo. Ammo grinds, fucking camo grinds. Purely just because you don't have to reload. You can just fucking spray into the crowd. Especially for certain challenges, it can just make getting the like 20 consecutive kills quite easily. If you're in a massive crowd, you just want to absolutely lay into a fucking crowd. Or if you're trying to get like on a really shit gun, the 10 kills for like the gold, where you have to get 10 quick kills to get the massacre medal. When that pops up, you've got it. So on shitty guns that have like quite low ammo supply, it's quite good. I'd recommend that. But then in terms of just Easter egg runs and stuff, you're looking at like repairing armor, or rally is pretty fucking good. If you're on co-op wise, obviously. Um, yeah, I'd reckon if you're on co-op and you're doing like Easter eggs, those two will probably be the best setup. But for camo grinding, if you got a really annoying shit gun, those are pretty fucking good. It helps out a lot more than you'd think. Dark Flare, really, really hate this one, to be fair. It's shit. Wouldn't really recommend. I kind of can't recommend anything for it because I've done the medals for it and I've stopped using it. It's absolute dog shit. So I can't really give a thing for it. I wouldn't really bother. I barely use healing aura. What the hell have I got for this? Revive players, keep all the again, it's just more Easter eggy ones. It's not really like the best thing to do anything. So, but then Ether Shroud, Burst Dash, and Increased Charge are just so good. Obviously, if you're on grouped Easter eggs and stuff, maybe Group Shroud's a bit better than Burst Dash, obviously. But this one has the best mages, purely because Void Chief as well is ridiculously good for your melee grind for the camos. Void Chief can absolutely speed everything up. It's so good. And with how quick you can get Ether Shroud again with the extra charges, it's so good. But I definitely recommend extra charge, and then burst dash if you're just like chilling and doing shit. But this one has the most sort of like leeway in terms of what you can use. The mages are great. There's not one major here that is shit. It's really, they're all really good. So that is basically what I'd recommend. That's what I play with. I've pretty much done the camo grind. I have like a few more guns left, but I'm just waiting on double XP because I did the little trick with where you basically just, I'll show you. What gun haven't I done? I don't think I've done this. Yeah, so I basically left them all on 9, but I had a really long session where I just got whatever the fuck I could, and I think I had maybe around like 25 guns done in one game. I'm just getting that one elite kill because I did the trick where you do part Easter egg and then you just keep exiting saving. I kept swapping the guns out. Eventually I just ran out of funds and I couldn't get the weapons that I need left, which are all non-war weapons and stuff, so it made it a lot harder to try and get them. As soon as I ran out, it was just GG. I couldn't be asked to continue onwards. I was on like round 40. But then I just popped a double right as I finished exfil, and it just gives you a crap load of XP. It gives you all the entire game XP double, so it's great. But yeah, that's basically my augments. Because I know some people get confused with it, and then other people have different videos of like, use this for Jug and then have a different one use Stam. This just has everything in it, so hopefully it helps.